This is Awakening Wild Hearts podcast.
Awakening Wild Hearts is a podcast about finding freedom, courage, and connection as we dive headfirst into learning to hunt.
We share our stories as two women learning the skills, facing the challenges, and laughing our way through the wild. Yeehaw! And here we go. Hi, I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Emily.
This is our first episode of Awakening Wild Hearts. So, we figure if it's our first episode, we might as well talk about new to hunting.
Yep, jump right in.
We're going to jump right in about our experience, what it's been like for us as new female hunters.
And why the heck we even wanted to start
why
hunting
did you
in the
start
first
this?
place.
Oh my gosh, because it's a lot of fun.
Here we go.
Here we go. Why don't you start, Emily? Yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't eat meat for almost my entire life. When I was middle school, I watched a documentary, a couple of them, on factory farming. And that was enough to make me never want to eat meat again. And it wasn't until I was in my mid-40s recently that I needed to increase my protein. I think what my body needed. And trying to get enough protein from plants was not the right fit for me. And so I started trading hunters for meat. I started painting pictures for meat.
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, after doing that and my body really responded to it, I thought, okay, well, if this is what I want to eat, then this is what I need to do. And I wanted to connect to my food source. And I don't have any hunters really in my life to teach me. So I took the hunter safety course.
Good.
Yeah. And that's how I first dipped my toe into the pool.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
It's the place to start. You have to have that hunter safety underneath your belt before you can do any of this. So good for you.
Yeah. So anyone else who's listening, that should be your first step if you haven't done that already.
Awesome.
How about you, Jen?
Yeah. Oh, let's see. I am an outdoorsy kind of person. I love being outside. I love hiking, and I recognized that I do not really have really strong wilderness survival skills. And that is something that I made a goal for myself this year, is to hone in on all of that. And in my mind, I'm not going to survive very long if I can't get some food in my belly. And hunting's the way to do that. So here I am. I went, just like you, got my hunter's safety in the state of Nevada, and then I was like, now what? I don't know anybody. I don't know how to get my toe in other than buying camo clothing.
And it's trending right now, so it's a little easier.
Yeah.
But the hunter safety, we took it for the same state, but we took it in different formats. Mm-hmm. I did mine online. I went to the Nevada Department of Wildlife and signed up and took the course. I learned about guns, which I have no familiarity with. I learned the difference between a rifle and a shotgun, and also realized that bow hunting was an option, which I liked that the most. And I learned to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to a deer. That was part of my training. Yeah. And
I did not get that in my training course, but that's okay.
It's if you kill the wrong one. And so after, that's a joke. And then after completing the course and getting certified, I called the local bow shop and just asked them if they gave lessons. And they didn't, but they did connect me to somebody who did give lessons. But before we talk about finding a coach and mentor, do you want to talk about your hunter safety course?
Oh.
What to expect or how it went for you?
Well, so I chose, they offered the two platforms where you can do it on your computer or through an app. I chose the app platform, and I really enjoyed how they put that together. It was very informative. It was fun. They kind of like hit different modules, and then through each module, they kind of have like a little game for you to play to bring all that knowledge together. So I learned probably better in amusement, and so it worked for me.
Yeah, it sounds better. You did the better version. Mine wasn't bad, but it sounds more fun.
I think I've done too many online courses in my life where I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm sitting in a class, and this app really did well to keep it a little bit more fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, Nevada. Good job, state of Nevada.
Yeah.
I wonder if other states have that good of
I
a.
think probably. I would hope so.
Yeah. Okay.
So 5 days, studying about an hour a day. Took the test right away when I found out I could take the test. Passed it first time. Yay. And then, ta-da, here's your certificate. You are now certified as a hunter. Well,
Go get them.
hunter safety anyway.
Yeah.
So then,
That's probably like the easiest, most straightforward part of hunting. Like to get that out of the way, don't you think?
yes.
And then, yeah. And so then the second step for me was to find a coach or a mentor. And so, yeah, calling the bow shop, getting my coach, Craig Hagan. We love you, Craig
You love
Hagan.
Craig. He's so amazing.
I talked to Craig on the phone and for a long time, and he was telling me, you know, how he grew up hunting and he grew up rifle hunting. And then when he transitioned to the bow hunting world and why. And one of the things he said is that you're so much closer to the animal. Like you see their eyelashes, you see their beautiful faces. It's way more personal, that you really feel it. And I really like that he had that reverence and connection with the animals. He talked about growing his own kale and eating it with elk that he harvested. And I just thought, yeah, this is the right guy. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to work with Craig.
So why did you decide to go down the route of becoming an archer hunter versus a rifle?
Yeah, good question. I thought I would be more comfortable around not being around a firearm actually, because I get a lot of kids in my house, and so it was just like another layer to learn. And just looking at the options, that one seemed like a better fit. I'm also athletically inclined, and I kind of liked that physical part that it offered. Of course, since then, I've learned how to shoot a rifle and hunted with a rifle, which is cool too. But anyway, that was the reason I did it. How about you actually? Because you used guns before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had shotguns in the past, but it was, you're just kind of out of range shooting a handgun and a rifle. And I never really felt fully comfortable around them. It just not having experience and learning how to do all the things. So about 4 years ago, I wanted to learn. I wanted to try archery. I've always wanted to try archery. So I got a private lesson, loved it, bought a bow that day, and I was just shooting kind of recreational. And so for me, it feels more like it just feels very connected. I just feel very connected with that sport.
Yeah.
And very grounded and in that space. And that is why I am an archer hunter. It's because of that. I also like the connection that you get, because it is harder. It is a harder hunt. And you are out there just getting so close to these animals, and it's so wild. You're in the wild and you're connecting with these beautiful creatures, and not only the ones that you're searching for, but the land in itself. And it just feels very natural to be kind of in that ancient ancestral way of hunting. And that's why it just that's my weapon of choice.
I
Is
love
archery.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love I don't know if I said this, but I love how quiet it is. Like you're in nature and you shoot a bow and the birds don't scatter, and there's no echoing off the hills. I like that. It has that more peaceful sense to it. I don't know, I like that.
Yes.
But you and I have the same coach,
Yes. Yeah.
and I think you had tried a few different coaches maybe before. Like, what would you say made you kind of go to Craig, or reasons, that you chose one over the other?
Yeah.
Maybe, or, okay.
I did try to connect with a couple of other coaches when I knew that I was going to go and become a hunter. Before, I was just shooting, and it was fun, but I needed to find a coach that would inspire me, support me. I am not up to Nevada legal draw weight, so what that means of my technique. And so when I was kind of going through these different coaches and seeing how Craig was interacting with you, there was a lot of, how do I want to put this? Like, Craig has such an infectious desire to teach people. Like, you could just tell that he loves the sport, and he's very neutral. Like, he watches you. He wants to know how you felt. You know, what do you think you were doing to help him help you? So the way that he just connects with me was like, it wasn't like, I'm going to tell you how to do all these things. You do as I say. It was like, how is this working for you? Okay, this is what I saw, you know? So it felt very just kind of like a natural exchange. And I love that about Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just really tell. And he's very, like, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. And I think that just kind of finding somebody that hunts versus somebody that has been a hunter, like that has been out there for a long time, can share that experience with you. But just this general love for what it is, what it means to hunt, and like the reverence to it. Like we were just talking about being connected with the land, being connected with the earth, and having the reciprocity of taking an animal and thanking the earth for it, and having that be a mirror. Well, what was it like for you? Like what's it about Craig that dialed you in?
Yeah, there's two things I want to say about that. One is, in the hunting world, there are a lot of good old boys. There are a lot of good guys, but you do find a lot of good old boys, and there's some mansplaining that goes on, and Craig is none of that.
Yes.
And I think like, I think even like if I had a partner or spouse or somebody who did hunt, I don't know if I'd want to learn from them. So it's kind of nice, you know, even if somebody's listening to this and they have somebody who could teach them, just make sure that they can teach you that dynamic works. Because sometimes it's hard to get instruction from, you know, the guy who doesn't squeeze the water out of the sponge or whatever. The other thing is that, yes, like Craig loves animals. And, you know, I think sometimes people think if you are hunting that you don't love animals or respect them. You know, they maybe see cruelty in it because they're so disconnected from their food. If they're a vegan or vegetarian, it could be a different conversation. But there's a lot of people who eat meat who kind of reject hunting. And I know Craig loves animals. He's so funny too, because he's like Dr. Doolittle or Ace Ventura Pet Detective. And he comes over to my house and I've got all my animals, and I've got Grouchy Donkey and I've got Shy Pigs, and they all flock to him.
Yes.
He loves animals and they love him. And I think most hunters truly are ethical hunters, and they do have this deep reverence for animals. And they know their meat doesn't come from nowhere. They have to face the truth of meat head on. And Craig for sure does that. And that's what's important to me. So that's another reason why he was such a good fit.
Yes. And I want to just circle back onto the approach of, especially, I've experienced this it's true. It's a truth that because I'm a female in the sport, that Craig's treating me like an equal, where I've had other experiences where I'm kind of like talked down to, treated like my intelligent level is a lot lower than what it is by, I guess, male egos that, you know, so I really feel very humbled that I'm being treated as a partner like that in the journey, rather than a kid that can be slapped around because, you know, whatever. That's probably not the best analogy, but you know what I'm saying.
I do. It's like as if sometimes there's an element of where you have to prove yourself worthy instead of just being able to learn. And he gives you that, like, this is you're here to learn. You're not here to prove yourself. I love that. And I feel like there is that dynamic, that female-male dynamic sometimes that you run into in the hunting world, where it's like, oh, I have to prove myself. Or they expect you to prove yourself because you come in not as worthy and not on the same level, unfortunately.
Just get treated differently.
You do.
And I think that's, but But yeah.
I mean, we can talk about that
definitely.
later. I mean, it's funny, just the dynamic. Maybe we could bring this up in another episode. But I mean, if you're a woman and you want to learn how to hunt and you don't have anyone to learn from, you put yourself out there and you make it be known maybe that you would like to hunt. And that could be taken as, this lady loves to talk to the man folk, you know? But there's no women to talk to for the most part. So it's, you know, maybe some speculation as to why you're out hunting or what are you hunting for.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fuck that. We want animal meat, not man meat.
Yes,
There's
yes,
way easier ways.
yes. And so coaching's important because
Yeah.
that takes you into your practice of your learning your weapon of choice, whether that's a gun, whether that's a bow. We need to become comfortable in our practices, and that just is out there for us, shooting those arrows,
Yeah.
getting it down, fine tuning your equipment, getting it dialed in, practice, practice, practice. Lots of tournaments, not a lot of leagues, or just going out in the backyard and shooting. And I think that with that, there's so much equipment and gear to learn.
And that could feel overwhelming. You might be intimidated by that. And that's okay. That's totally normal. Because it's like a fire hose of information at first and of things, and you just focus one step at a time. And sometimes knowing what step is next, that can be a little ambiguous. Hopefully this podcast helps, but we didn't have a podcast and we're figuring it out. So you'll be able to figure it out. But yeah, the gear, and even, when I called Craig and I had learned about the different bows through the Hunter's Ed course, he was like, look, if you want to be accurate, get a compound bow. And that was that. They don't look as cool, I don't think. The little, what are they?
The recurves?
Yeah, like recurves look cooler, traditional bows look cooler. That's the artist in me. It's not practical. And I just thought, ooh, that's the pretty one. But the compound bow is more accurate, and that's what I want. I don't want to, I want to eliminate as many errors as possible and be able to kill an animal as well as possible.
Ethically,
yeah. Clean kill. So yeah, so practicing gear's getting a little bit better for women, but because you can't really get a hand me down from a lot of guys. We're not that big. You're actually Jen's a little pixie, so you can get kid stuff. But yeah, there's that whole thing of like getting stuff to fit right and not spending a ton of money or knowing what you need right away. So go slow. Get used. I think there's nothing wrong with that. And seek advice when you are making your gear purchases. Yes. Yeah. Borrow. Oh, the archery community has been so generous. When I started, somebody I didn't even know said, I'm going to bring you like the little holder for your binos. And like, I never even saw him again. He gave it to somebody who gave it to Craig, who gave it to me. There's just like so much sharing. I can't believe how generous people are. I mean, I can believe it, but it was just it's really cool.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with the statement that in the network of archery, especially in our area, that it is like a little family. They really do want to...
A little fucked up family.
They really do want to see you succeed, cheer you on. We've met some really amazing people that have just been, I don't know, it's been a blessing. Yeah, just cheerleading us on, willing to go, like, hey, I hardly know you. You want to go scouting? Yeah, let's go do this. Let's go spend a weekend looking for, pronghorn and elk and deer and whatever your tag is. But
there is something so special about finding something like hunting, which is difficult and it's kind of niche, and like finding other people with that same interest and bonding over that. It's so special. It's different than like just going to class or just going to work and becoming friends with your coworkers, because there's so much more involved in bringing you there, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a different kind of feel than any sort of other thing I've involved myself into.
Yeah.
Um, and
Same.
yes, I love that. So, new to hunting.
You're hunting, and you brought this up a little bit earlier about your draw weight. And so that kind of comes into the physical prep for hunting.
Yes.
So, there's physicality in it. And one of the things that I practiced through or to help me with my first hunt was, putting the backpack on and rucking.
Rucking.
Yeah. And that was important. And you actually do need good shoes for that. I thought I could use like running shoes, but then as soon as you get a little bit of weight on there, you realize
Yes.
why you need a stable shoe, a stable boot for that. And getting a pack that fits your body. So that's important too. But yeah, there's a physicality. You don't want to, go out and kill an animal and not honor it by bringing all that you can back. You might have to take several trips, but that is bringing honor to the kill, I think. So, I don't know. Would you
So
add
if
anything to that?
you're hiking 3 miles in, you've got to hike 3 miles out
Yeah, with weight.
with weight.
Yeah.
So
Or if you shoot an animal and it doesn't die right away. That's the unfortunate
that's-
part
yes.
that happens. But if you have to track it up and down hills or for however long, you don't want to run out of steam to do that. But then there's also something unique to compound bows or just bow hunting, and that is, I actually don't know how to talk about the other ones, so I'll just say compound bows.
okay.
But having a draw weight, legal draw weight in Nevada is 40 pounds. So you have to be able to pull back 40 pounds to shoot an animal. But if you have to do like something larger, like an elk, you need more than 40 pounds. And that's something that you've kind of experienced.
Yes, I did. This year I did not quite get up to legal draw for my tag. So, and I drew as a first time hunter. People are so surprised. I got a cow elk and an antlered deer. 2 tags in my first, especially in Nevada, is pretty miraculous.
In the
And
weird lottery system
yes.
that we're learning about. We didn't even talk about them.
We'll do another episode, but I was so stoked that that's the tag I wanted. I wanted an elk tag. And I recognized that, I was like 3 pounds shy of 40 pounds about 3 weeks before my tag opening weekend. And there's no way I would want to put an animal through that. Even if I got it a pretty good shot on an elk at that weight, yes, probably could have killed the animal, but it would, in my opinion, probably taken longer than what I would feel comfortable putting an animal through. So I turned my tags back in, which
You're
I'm still,
smart to
it was, I cried. I took it in.
Yes.
I did the right thing in
You
my
did the
opinion.
right
That
thing.
felt right for me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this comes down to. It's what feels right for you. I mean, obviously there's laws that you have to follow. But had I made it to 40 pounds, I still don't think I would have been, I know I wouldn't have been comfortable taking that elk. So, took it back, cried in my car for a good 10 minutes, and called a couple of people, support system.
Support system.
And, and this is what I think is beautiful, is everybody said, you'll get it next year, Jen. We'll get you up there next year. There was no downness. They all understood, and it was nothing but love and support about getting me there next year.
And knowing how hard that was for you, because Nevada's system it's difficult to get a tag. As a new hunter, it's even more difficult to get a tag. And you did both of those things and jumped through all the hurdles of learning how to be a hunter, and then putting that down. It's just a big deal, but it just shows like your ethics.
And you know what's beautiful?
What?
It's I got to hunt with you. Because we had we had tags in the same area, but
Yeah, for different species.
animals.
Yeah.
And so that will be another episode. We'll talk about our first hunt together.
Let's
which
do
is-
it.
Let's do that. I love that.
Awesome. Well,
So I guess you want to wrap this up a little bit?
yeah, and maybe we should do show notes so that if there are people who are interested in hunting and don't know where to start, you've got the list.
But yeah, we'll put some show notes in here about what kind of some very, very basic starting points some links to things that we helped us along. And we just really encourage, we are just learning, and we wanted to share our experience with other women, especially hunters, because first of all, inspiration, you never know what form it's going to come in. And second of all, we're right here with you. This is what it feels like. We probably have the deer in the headlight looks because we're just so new into this and exciting, and it's infectious to be here. And I hope that this information, you learn something, and if not, just inspired by the joy that we share in what we're trying to learn.
And maybe once in a while will be funny too. We'll entertain.
Yes. So,
not even on purpose.
Yeah.
All right.
I freaking love you, Emily. And until next
I love
time,
you, Jen.
have a beautiful day and enjoy your hunt.